I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
Jones is just good with the ladies. Welcome to the tutorial. Welcome to the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This tutorial will introduce the game's core elements. Each mention will be saved in the glossary, where you'll also find detailed information about the world lore and gameplay mechanics. To disable tutorial messages, go to the options. We have the minimap and objectives. Right mouse button for Witcher centers.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
Unlock doors, walk up to them and press E.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you. Got any clothes that aren't black or white?
Undergarments.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
Shit. Mountain Pass as beautiful as ever.
Put it like this because key bindings. And reset to default.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. Had her taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls. Wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Gotta admit, we've spoiled her.
We've spoiled her. I've been saying it from the start. Ciri needs a firm hand.
Been saying that true, but you let her walk all over you just like the rest of us do.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike. You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Of course. This a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
To the bottom.
Maybe if you fall.
Don't bother me, Geralt. I'll trip and fall.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps. Ciri, cut it out.
Oj, vi kan inte se. Vad säger? Oops.
Run into trouble? Should I turn back and help you? show you yet. Just need to grow a bit.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Don't try to weasel your way out of this.
A witcher must know how to trick his opponent. You said so yourself.
Might have. But don't use my words of wisdom on Vesemir, got it? That's playing with fire.
Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
Draw your sword, Geralt!
Combat, which must be prepared to fight foes of all kinds, be they plate-clad knights, ethereal rats, or bone-crushing giants. Master strengths and exploit the weakness of different enemies, witches need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. For tools of the trade are there swords, one steel for fighting humans and non-humans, others silver for slaying monsters. Witches have also mastered the simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as the spells wielded by mages, but they can cast very quickly, yea with simple one-hand gestures, making them quite useful in the heat of combat. Witches are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blade oils and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. Press Z to select or deselect the target. When you have a target selected, all your attacks are directed towards it. You don't have to select the target during combat, but doing so can help you focus on a specific opponent.
Quick cuts! 1, 2, 3! Strong strikes now. Give it all you got. Never lock your elbow when striking, young lady. Dodge.
Position, Ciri. Footwork. Remember.
Who's next? Parry. Ciri, like see how Geralt holds his sword, its angle? Not enough. Stop showing off.
What am I supposed to parry? Fighting a stupid dummy.
Pretend now, live later. Riposte! Strike! Counter-strike!
Maybe a storm's coming.
And
This'll
one.
be quick and painful.
That! Sliced your jugular.
Now, young lady, to bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs. Let's start with Quen. Ciri, Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why.
Vincent.
Cast Igni, Geralt. I want to see sparks fly. If not for the Gwen sign, I'd be aflame by now. All right, Geralt, come on.
Oops.
See that, Ciri? Hard will not. Time for Axie. Damn it. I hate this feeling. Axie can really muddle your mind. Erden now. Show her, Geralt. Come on!
What the? Oh. Something?
See this? Throw a bomb. Don't worry, Ciri. Gwen will dampen the blow. Come on!
What now?
Fine. Enough. Continue training at will.
Hey, Gloria, how are you doing?
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
Mm-hmm. Gonna be something to get used to now with since you have like 2 dodges pretty much.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
A bit tired, but it was okay. And
Dawn's
you?
some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
I know we will. That's not what worries me. You've seen her tracks. She's at full gallop all the time. Breakneck speed through wildlands, devastated battlefields. She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Or fleeing something. Either way, it means trouble of some sort.
Be surprised if she wasn't in trouble. She's always poked her nose in beehives. Courtly intrigues here, mages' conspiracies there. What do you expect?
Don't know. Guess I thought once we were finally reunited, things would be calm. At least for a while.
Calm? With Yennefer? Good luck.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Yeah, about that, huh? Sure, we can tell you.
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. But it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Who's next?
Adrenaline points, the acquire and consume adrenaline, yeah.
Of course, when armies pass, necrophages follow.
You can regenerate vitality by eating or drinking, or meditating for at least 1 hour. Note while playing the blood and broken bones and more difficult levels, meditation does not regenerate vitality. We are playing blood and broken bones, so Food and drink can be placed in your consumable slots for quick use during combat. Press R and F. Consume them and regenerate vitality. You have the food equipped in your upper consumables slot. Press R now to eat it and drain a portion of your vitality. You can lose them. Pick up our little flowers.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
The witches spend most of their time on the road in search for the next contract. They must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks, and trudge through thick bogs. Luckily, Gerald can always count on his horse, Roach, and to help him in his travels. Have Roach come to you? Press X.
Because you can brew potions from their blood.
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Not
Did you know they
really.
eat living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
I might remember stuff when it actually gets going, but not right now.
Let's go!
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. It's what keeps us going.
Not so fast, Roach.
We going? Help me! Help!
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it alive, piece by piece.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go. So fast, Griffin this close to the village. Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here? And near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burned flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
In Indian village, don't disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen won't tolerate theft, and also won't look kindly on you coasting others. Local residents often erect notice boards near settlements such as villages and cities. These are marked on your map. Attempt them to learn about contracts, work with witches, and local happenings.
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Witches? I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
It's marked like a bag, and we'll open the shop.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest and warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And it seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
Buy and sell items using the shop panel. Double-click on an item to purchase it. Escape to close. Oldest Gwen card. So how much is it? 70, 90, 40, and 60. Buy all that.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Dialogue option marked but in the conversation.
Thanks for everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Oh, Drommel. Drommel,
I
you're
just had to
dumber
see
than a
if
headless
I
cockerel.
was the
Why are they
normal
marking out them lines,
button.
eh? Passing out their patrimony.
Oops.
Give it to their own.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Option marked will you make use of the axis sign. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. Try more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during conversation. Invest in the delusion ability in the character panel.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh. And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
There are 4 factions.
Hey, cat.
4 factions, teams, suits, similar to clubs and spades. What a waste of time! The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down. War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Why not?
Splendid! Here's how it's done.
Welcome to Gwent. Gwent is an ancient card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals and the cards are their forces. You will go first. Begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You would not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. This is a unit card in the number up left corner indicates its strength. Placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength for the player who placed it. This is a unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row of the battlefield where the card can be placed. So in close combat, range combat, and siege combat. Some unit cards have special abilities. This Kadewini Siege Expert special ability is called Moral Boost, which grants 1+1 strength to all units in the same row. When the cards are a type of special card, they reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. They have it's like the frost, right? Biting frost on the melee, torrential rain on the range, and then you have whatever that last one is. Choose a card to redraw. You have 2 at the start of each game. You can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw. Let's skip that for now and go straight to play. It's the battlefield. This is your side. This is your opponent's side. Is it rain? Yeah, probably. So it looks like almost like oil drops. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing X. It's time to select a card from your hand. Press enter again to place it on the battlefield. Your turn. start strong. Number on the left by icon shows the current total strength for units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when the card is played. At the end of the round, the player with the highest total strength wins. During your turn, you can pass by holding down space. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you're confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. Round ends once both players have passed. The players then compare the total strength for the units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded, and both players' total strength is set to 0. What a shithead. What's he do, by the way? Oh yeah, god damn it, I forgot about Nilfgaard wins of the map. He doesn't have any normal cards. No shaving, passing, letting your opponent win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Each deck also features its own heroes. Here's a high value cards immune to effects of special cards. These powerful cards can return the tide of the battle. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Yay, we won our first Gwent game. Miraculous Guide to Gwent. The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. You need but to open it and repeat in your mind, how about the round of Gwent, and the following shall appear. Jennifer's letter. Dear friend, forgive me for not asking about your health or how you've been these last years. Time is very short. I have important news. We must meet and soon. Ride to Willoughby near Vizima, and don't spare the horses while I do eagerly await our reunion. I won't be able to wait eagerly or otherwise very long. Your dear friend, Jennifer. Yes, I still have the unicorn. A lot to read. Griffing, interest in the bestiary provided additional information about monsters, including tips and strategies how best to fight them. Ghouls. Grape shot, hybrid oil, and ard. Books and scrolls. Gaming. Factions. What? Yeah, there's new cards and stuff.
looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
It's a Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodim, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
So, I had to use the weapons, armor, and junk in your stash for safekeeping, confident it will not be stolen or otherwise disappear. You can access your stash in a number of places throughout the world. After storing your stash in one location, will be available in all other locations as well. Stash location always visible on the map. Look for the green chest icon. Can't remember we had this. Or it was there, but I never used it, I think. I don't think I ever used it. I don't know why.
Done drinking? Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course no. He done nothing.
Horton's working witchcraft. Get him!
As it should have! British soldier!
Finally gonna be talking to you now, buddy. Say.
When he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Oh, so it were. Except it was some drowner that had sapped on the kid. Witcher had naught to do with it. What did the folk do? So like they could have sewed his head back on.
Word is he laid his corpse to rest.
Looking for trouble?
Freak. Okay. Time to vacuum clean.
Looking for trouble?
I remember. If I remember it right, it shows as red, right? Oh no. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I remember that wrong.
Near White Orchard.
No, it doesn't.
Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover of yore, the sorceress Yennefer. She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead.
Can't remember if looting outside was crime or not. But Didn't think it
Don't
was.
you look at me.
Huh.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Looking for trouble?
Griffin's taken his revenge since that idiot Carl put a pig out. The pig stuffed his hemlock and nightshade.
I didn't say that was chest, that was like, you know. There's boxes there.
God's eye above, Emperor far away. That griffin's a real scourge.
But yeah, they didn't like that. That was for sure.
That wall was mine. But he didn't lift the fears himself.
Who knows what the morrow will bring?
Damn deer have stripped the bark off the trees again.
It's raining and pouring, and Ramir's snoring.
Notice boards. The elders learn from experience to keep a close eye on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest, a damsel in distress, a merchant peddling in rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such location marked on your map with the following icon. Okay, that's notice board. Quest give it merchant, armor, blacksmith, herbalist, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, grindstones. Village inn equipped with a shovel, hoe, or pickaxe. Guardian lessons. Wanted deserter. Last night at a soldier. Okay. He fled in his undergarments, but squeezing out through the latrine's drainage system. He probably does reeks like an old boar. He needs to be recognized by his voice, which has the telltale rasp of a modern alcoholic. Anyone found providing shelter or sustenance to this deserter will be subjected to a summary court-martial. His first saw a person living nearby in winters when listening to Captain Peter and speak. Brother missing. Any man willing to help look for a raised hut along the road to White Orchard. They just need a bridge. I may camp there. Walden. Contract. Dabble by the well. Notice a war on. Okay, so they have a. Whoever drives the monster away from the well will get a fat purse full of gold. Just on Terry. It's an urgent matter. Points of interest, the question mark will appear on the map.
What do you say? Who told you that?
Jetty!
Now listen carefully.
And it's a world map, and you bought.
Crossing that line again. Never. And you're not to play with Chetty.
Movie quest is updated. Notification will appear on the left side of the screen. If you're not currently tracking the updated quest, you can press V to start tracking.
Think you've got it tough? With a roof over your head, that's something. When the black ones laid siege to Velen, to the ground.
I see you with him again, and you'll regret it.
50 years of work up in smoke.
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out of plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. But humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
So how is it now with inventory? Here are the items currently in your possession. Click the tab. Here, funny information about your most important character statistics. Pick up an item, drag it from your back to an appropriate slot, or double click on it. Crafting components, alchemy. Inventory tabs. Goods and items. Holds potions and bombs. And weapons and armor. You can see how a given item will look in general. Just press X. In preview option, you can see how items will look when you cannot get the equip. Choose the order in which items will be shown. Press F. To see your character statistics, hold C or press C to go to the statistics panel. You have a witchy potion, but in order to use it, you must first equip it. Click on the usable items. The greens weighs nothing. That's good. Food and drinks. Okay. It'll take a while before I get into the rhythm of this game now, since I played Witcher 1 and 2. They're kinda similar, you know? And this one is kinda more different, actually.
from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard. Boot prints. A man's. Large. Stinks of piss and vodka.
Piss and vodka, huh?
Viper-eyed Hellraiser.
Took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
I can't decide. Should we draw it or no?
We've got to make soup out of something.
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape.
Sure to be
Lost his boots in the rush.
Not so sure. Who knows? Will you go to the well in Hovel instead?
Not on your life. I'd rather be
Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound. Tracks lead back to the village.
Got a lump of bread today.
Me gran told me about the Smith's boy.
Damn, dear,
Dad went
stick the
missing
bark
one
off the
day,
trees
so
again.
folk nabbed a witchman that was hunting nearby. Started poking and asking. He started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Aye, so it were. Except it was some drowner that...
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
Oh yeah, that's a guy in here.
Looking for trouble.
Drowner claw marks. It's gotta be him.
Firestarter! Makes me just think about the Prodigy song.
Nasty wound. Run into a drowner.
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I ain't not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold, they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats, am I not right? Listen, we can work this out, man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
Calm down. Now follow me.
I gotta apologize. Gotta go. Apologize.
On nap.
Freak.
Normie. Oh, come on, nap. Jesus. It'd be easy if he just carried him.
It's raining, it's pouring, Emperor Mir snoring. He bumped his head when he went to bed and wet himself in the morning.
What do you say? Who told you that?
Chetty!
Now listen carefully. You're never to sing that rhyme again. Never. And you're not to play with Chetty no more.
Have it in the gut.
Chetty's my best mate!
Chetty's a little fool who'll get us all killed. I see you with him again, and you'll regret it.
What do old Ernest prophesy before he turned his toes up?
I don't mind having a nap.
Lucky he couldn't live to see it himself.
Up and at him.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You? I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you. I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Damn.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil's still whole, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
Points of interest. The world is brimming with interesting places filled with danger or treasure. Set aside a marketing minimap with the following items. Oh yeah.
A return customer. Welcome. What can I do for you this time?
Show me what you got.
Do 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 do. Yeah, looking at these right now, there's no point. We are at such low level. Create items. On the left side of the screen is a list of crafting diagrams in your possession. Click on the category or diagram to select it. On the right side of the screen is a detailed description of the current selected item. In the center is components needed to create these items. Craftsmen need to eat too. To have them craft an item, you must pay them for the service. If you have required coin presented to craft. You need to find a craftsman with the right specialty, armor, blacksmith to set up for the type of item you wish to craft, and enough skill to craft an item of its quality. Some items can be dismantled in order to obtain new crafting components. To dismantle an item, go to the craftsman and use a dismantle panel.
So long.
sharp-eyed hellraiser.
Use special grindstone to temporarily enhance your weapons, doing so grants bonus to the damage dealt by your weapon.
I think those plums are wreaking havoc on my gut.
Have a weird spot for it. Where's this fella? Oh, he's back there. That's where we came from.
May the sun shine upon you. Kings do the fighting, but peasants do the dying. Looking for trouble?
My grand's told me about a Smith's boy.
Run, Roach.
Folks had a witchman that was hunting nearby, started poking at his skin. Well, he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off. Oh, so it worked.
Go, go.
Don't you look at me. I made soup out of something, but Tosma said he's not good.
Time to go exploring.
Hey,
Like, do everything except the main quest, main story quests, right? That's how it should be.
Whoa there, Roach. Take it easy. Giddy up.
So, we'll look for Bastion later, once it's safe. Stop whimpering, Hussar. We'll look for Bastion later, once it's safe.
Do that often? Talk to your dog?
It's my brother's, Bastion's. But guess he's mine now. See, Bastion fought the Black Ones in a battle just outside the village. Haven't had word of him since. I told him, do like I did, lose a finger or two so they won't recruit you. Too damn afeard he was. Bloody hell.
I'd walk the battlefield if I were you.
I did. Sea of corpses. And corpsers feeding. Someone told me they're afeard of fire, so I took a torch, tried to chase them off. Horse shite, I tell you. Would have ended up eaten alive if it weren't for Hussar here. Listen, guessing you carry those swords for more than show. Come with me, keep the ghouls off. Help me find Bastion and I'll pay you well.
Sure, let's go.
Fine, I'll help you. Just been a few days since the battle. Chances we find your brother alive are slim. Very slim.
I would have thought, but I want to find his body at least. So Bastion don't rot there in the sun with the black ones. Meet me on the hill overlooking the battlefield. We'll move on together from there.
Point of interest down here. Question is how high level these things are. 3. Well, let's see what we can do, huh? Actually, like this. Oh, what the? Holy. 60, yeah, 60 hours, so 61. Played it like 4 years ago. Or 4 or 5, something like that. Fortunately, it doesn't show you exactly the date in GOG Galaxy. It's just, you know, it can be closer to 5 or it can be closer to just 4. Somewhere between them. No, I played the DLCs, but I don't know if that was counted into it because it wasn't a package deal, you know, since I bought the DLC separate and so on. So I don't know how it tracked them. And you know, I have to get the first two. But I played the DLCs. I just don't know if I used always the Galaxy client to be up when I played. To use one of these right now, I mean, or actually sell them probably is the best way to make some good money. Let's see how these guys are. Place a nest. Don't I need a need a grape shot bomb for it, right? If it is like the first one. I don't want to enhance it, damn it. I want the money for it.
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
Yep. buddy.
Ought to just destroy it.
Yeah, exactly. I need bombs for it, which I don't. Back here. It all started. Bye, bunny. Yeah, I did take a bread. Take another one.
You're here, good. Bastion. His body must be here somewhere.
Among countless others. Want to examine them one by one? Could take a while.
You needn't fret. The recruits from White Orchard painted a small flower on their shields so as to be able to spot each other in battle. There was just a few of them. We look for the flowers, we'll find Bastion quick.
No offense, but many a soldier's dropped his shield. Especially if he was on the losing side.
If we find the shield alone, Hassan will catch the scent and lead us to Bastion. Come on. Sooner we get this done, the better.
Okay, go to a general area.
So many corpses, and the war's just started.
Oh, meat. Horse meat. From tracks got a clues, but close and press E to examine.
That him?
No. Doesn't look anything like him.
Heck?
Come on, SR. Can you smell Bastion, boy? Still nothing.
Horrible to say, but it's a good place to get a lot of loot.
No. Neighbor's son. Come on, SR. Can you smell Bastion, boy? Still nothing. Neighbor's son. Come on, SR. Can you smell Bastion, boy? Still.
Skin's burned off. Might be hard to tell, I know, but could this be him?
Bastion was big, broad-shouldered. This one seems smaller, but maybe it's the fire did that. He found him! The SARS caught his scent! Come on!
But there is more. My lieutenant demanded we defecate on command. Ballista bolts landing all around, and all he could say was, "A soldier with a full stomach will not step onto the battlefield." Now shit, that is an order. Can you believe it? The cretin.
Stop! You're killing me. My ribs. It hurts to laugh.
That needs a tourniquet. But first, want to explain what's going on here?
Bastian! Is he... Has this Nilfgaardian captured you?
No. He saved my life. I got a cut to my side, and then got hit in the head. Couldn't see anything. Rosinia found me as he crawled across the battlefield. His legs twisted. And so we were. Blind man leading a cripple. Found this place.
I'm taking you home. We need to see to these wounds.
I won't leave Rosinia. I'll own he'll die. And he can't go back to his home. He's deserted. They'll hang him.
And what if they find him with us? They'll hang us all, my Laisha included. No, the Blacken stays here.
Bastian only made it with the Black One's help. Maybe you ought to show him Nordlings aren't as barbarous as Nilfgaardians make us out to be.
Well, I could give him our pa's clothes, teach him to work the field. But that accent... Fine, I'll take him in. Thank you, Witcher. Your reward. And the gods protect you.
Ta-da! Oh, we're gonna go back to the battlefield. Lot to loot here. In a sad way. But they will give us money. A dead soldier's letter. Gustav, I got something to ask of you. I'm coming into possession of quite a stash of valuables. Don't ask how. Modesty prevents me from trumpeting the heroic deeds performed in the fight for our beloved fatherland. Been a raid here, so damn much of it there is no way in any hell I would carry it back on my own, so I put everything in a chest and buried it on the beach, at the base of the cliff with 2 burned out huts on it. You know, we would go crayfish hunting there, remember? So here what you got to do, grab a wheelbarrow, throw a shovel in it and take it to the beach, but make sure no one sees you. We load the treasure and sell it in Vizima and split down as 50-50, like family should. See you later, remember, not a word to anyone. Go on. What are we getting with... check the weight. Blunt access.
Medallion's humming. Place of power, it's gotta be. Ought to just destroy it.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a bomb. Be up there until I go there. When you gain a certain number of experience points, you advance to the next level. You get experience points to the monsters completing quests. Save ability points every time you gain a level. Use the points you can acquire new abilities and improve the ones you already have. But it's called indicate what branch it belongs to. Science, alchemy, general. Oh yeah, I have to decide what kind of armor we want to use. So. I like cat school though. Let's see. Muscle memory is good. Lightning reflexes is down. Resolve is good. I think I should go for Quen or not. That one is really nice though. Melt armor. What else do we have? Heightened tolerance. Mutagens, huh? Go for maybe go for muscle memory. Got, I think go for muscle memory. The resolve is also really good. Go for muscle memory for now, I think. Well, in worst case, it's like we have to switch it somehow. But I think we're gonna go for light armor. That's a nice amount of money. Makes it so we can buy Gwent cards. I mean, using